Hello coffee farmers, welcome back to Githua's Coffee Farm. Today we are talking about one of the most important practices in coffee farming, and that is canopy management. It's good to know if you get this right, your coffee trees will be healthier, easy to manage, and more productive, giving you up to 20 to 30 kgs per tree. Let's dive in. One of the key factors that you are supposed to ensure is spacing. Spacing is a key factor, as I've been saying from my previous videos. That first, let's talk about it. The recommended spacing in almost all the varieties should be also considered, and in my case, that is SL coffee variety, is 9 feet by 9 feet. Why is it important? This spacing is very important because it will help in preventing overcrowding, and also it will ensure enough sunlight penetration. As you can observe this coffee plantation, just look at it. It is well lit, or it is not dark, so air and also the sun can reach to the bottom. Therefore, it is one of the reasons as to why we do that spacing. Also, when you do the right spacing, you'll be able to reduce pests and diseases spread. Therefore, one plant, if at all it's affected, it will not spread to the next as fast as maybe when you have not done the correct spacing. Also, spacing allows proper root and canopy development. You can see the canopy of this farm is really doing well. So when trees are too close, they compete for nutrients and light, therefore leading to what? To poor yields. So dear farmers, as we continue looking at this, kindly remember that spacing is a key factor, and you remember, in case you want to change that, you rather uproot some which are in between, so that at least we can maximize on a single tree. Therefore, that is one of the aspects or factor that we consider when you do the correct canopy management. The other thing is proper pruning. So these are key to canopy control. As you can see in this farm, just look at it. Pruning has been factored in. So at the age of 3 to 4 years, your coffee tree starts developing many secondary branches. And what should you do? You should be able to remove excess secondary branches and retain only a few strong and well-spaced ones. It's good to focus on branches that are healthy and productive. So the bottom pruning, maybe down there, you can see this tree is well pruned, but it's good also to consider at the knee height. Always prune the lower parts of the tree up to knee height. Why this matters? This one, it will help to improve air circulation down there. As you can see in various trees in the farm, it improves air circulation, and also it reduces fungal diseases, and it makes farm operation easier, especially in spring. As you can see, these now berries have started developing or ripening, because we have been able to do the organic spraying, and we will be able to make a farm operation easy, especially even when you are harvesting. So remember, a well-pruned tree directs energy to fewer, stronger branches. So it's good also to consider height control. You should have a maximum of 2 meters height. That is another key practice in height control, whereby it's part of the canopy management. So it's good to maintain your coffee tree at about 2 meters of bearing height. Why control the bearing height? It makes harvesting easy, so there is no need of you pulling the tree, and then that may cause breakages. Therefore, once you control the bearing height, it will make harvesting easy, and it will improve also spraying effectively, and it will prevent energy wastage on excessive vertical growth. It's good to also to do so that you can encourage lateral or the so-called lateral productive branching. So tall trees look impressive, but they are less productive and harder to manage. So that's it. As we continue looking at the canopy management, another factor to look at is expected results that you want, because at the end of the day, you must sit down and do your own calculations and come up with the likely yield result that you wish to have. If you manage your canopy properly, and you'll be having better sunlight utilization, in so doing also you'll improve air circulation and reduce pest diseases, and also you'll be having stronger branches. You can be able to achieve 20 to 30 kgs per coffee tree. So yields becomes automatic when management is right. It's important to know that coffee farming is not about many branches. It's about well-managed branches. Control your canopy and your coffee will reward you. Therefore, remember that good canopy is equivalent to good yields. Another major benefit of proper canopy management is reduced pests and diseases. How does canopy management help? When your coffee trees are well spaced, you are able to control quite a number of pests and diseases. For example, coffee leaf rusts, coffee berry diseases, that is CBD, Anstasia bugs, mealybugs, and so many others. Therefore, good management or good canopy management is not just about shape. It is about plant health, pest control, and maximum yields. So, as we look into this, many farmers really spray chemicals regularly, but still struggle with lower yields. Why does that happen? Why? Because control does not start with chemicals. It starts with management of the canopy. If your canopy is poorly managed, even the best chemicals will not work effectively. I always get some questions from various farmers. What should I do to control these pests? But we know the foundation is the problem, because you have not been able to do what? Manage the canopy properly. So let's begin by understanding why pests and diseases attack your coffee. The main causes is poor air circulation, and also excess humidity within the canopy, and overcrowded branches, weak or stressed plants. When your coffee tree is too bushy, the leaves remain wet for a very long time, therefore harboring a lot of diseases. And when your coffee tree is also bushy, sunlight cannot reach enough branches, and still sprays cannot penetrate properly. This creates a perfect breeding ground for the pests and diseases. So, common coffee pests that we have mentioned and some of the diseases is that the diseases, one is coffee leaf rust, and that is indicated, or maybe you will realize it when you see yellow or maybe orange spots on trees. That leads to leaf drop. You can see some leaves dropping. How can you identify the coffee berry disease? They have black sunken lesions on berries, and it causes heavy crop loss. So pests like anesthesia bugs, they damage the young berries. I realized in my coffee there are some of the anesthesia bugs which are affecting my berries, and the best thing to do is to do the spraying. Also, anesthesia bugs affect coffee quality. There is also another pest that we have talked about, that is mealybugs. And the work of the mealybug, it sucks sap from the plant and it weakens it. So these problems become worse in dense, in unmanaged canopies. So the role of canopy management. Now, this is the most important part that we have talked about. Once you do the correct spacing, you do the proper spacing, you'll have been able to prevent trees from overlapping, and therefore it will reduce spread of diseases from one tree to another. So another role of canopy management is pruning, and we have said that you will be able to remove excess secondary branches and keep only the strong, the productive branches. This will do what? It will reduce shaded areas and also the hidden pest zones, and also the moist conditions that favor diseases. Also, the other thing is bottom pruning, whereby you always make sure that you have done the knee height. This will help in opening up the lower part of the tree, and it improves airflow. And this helps to reduce fungal infections and make spraying more effective. Once you control the height, that is 2 meters, it will also keep the canopy manageable and ensure every spray coverage. So tall trees are really difficult to spray, therefore they hide pests and diseases. So a well-managed canopy is like opening the window of your house, whereby fresh air comes in and diseases go out. So it's good also to look at the effective spraying practices. Even with good canopy management, spraying is still important, because best practices that you should ensure is spray when the canopy is open and accessible. Ensure full coverage of leaves and also berries, and spray early or maybe in the mid-morning. So the mistakes to avoid is that you're supposed to spray dense. That is one of the mistakes that you should avoid, is spraying dense or maybe the unpruned trees. Also, over-relying on chemicals instead of management. Chemicals are support tools, not the main solution. Therefore, the best farmers use an integrated approach, that is canopy management, regular scouting, timely spraying, and proper nutrition. As we conclude, it's good to know that your coffee tree will only produce what you allow it to, and manage it well. If you want 20 to 30 kgs per tree, start with your canopy, not your chemicals. Take care of your canopy, and your canopy will take care of you in your harvests. Dear farmers, as we strive to do the best in our farms, let's stick here so that we can grow together. Till next time, adios.